welcome to my tutorial for my bullseye bag. So we are going to be making this circle, which is the framework of our bag. So we're going to start off with, we're going to work with 4 different colors. We're going to do burgundy, red, white, and then a beige for the final border. So we're going to make 2 pieces of these, going to join them together, and then that is how we're going to be able to make our bag. So starting off, of course, we must have our equipment. So we need our 5mm crochet hook, our scissors, and then of course we need our yarns. So I'm going to start off with the burgundy section, which is the center. Now we're going to be introduced to something new here. This is called a magic circle. Now, it's called a magic circle because it's needed to make every circle, and it's, a little tricky for some persons, but this is the easiest way that I found that I can make it quickly. Start off with the yarn like this, just at a little end here. Cross the yarn at the back of your hand, and then we make an X. We have the X here, important. On this end now, we just carry it here. We don't make another X. And then we hold our yarn. Okay, this is how on my palm looks. At the top, it looks like 2 lines. I'm going to insert my hook under the first line, and then I'm going to pull that top line under. This is how we end up. Then I'm going to flip it around so it makes a loop on my hook. There we go. And then I'm going back over to my right and pull on that same yarn and pull it all the way through the loop here. And I'll end up with something like this. I'll do it again. Make an X, like that, bring it around, pull top line, flip the hook, go again under, collect that top line as well, and then I pull through the little loop. Now I use my fingers to assist me in ensuring that my hook is able to go through the loop. But I should end up with something like this, right? I'll have like a mini loop here, my yarn, and I'll have my hook in a loop. So I will now count 2 chains. So I'll go chain 1, chain 2. That is my first stitch. This is going to count as my first double crochet. What I'll do now, I'll hold my magic circle, then I'm going to yarn over and work inside the circle. So I'm going to create a total of 12 double crochets. So this is my second, third, and I'm going to just make double crochets all around. Okay, so 4th, 11, and then 12. Now it doesn't matter if the other portion that you had on the twisted portion of the yarn is under here. That's totally fine, right? So I'm just going to double check the amount that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I have 12 stitches on my hook, or in my magic circle rather. Now the thing about the magic circle that makes it so magical is that it's adjustable. So I pull on this and look at that, it tightens. There we go, all the way. And what I'm going to simply do now is to slip stitch the ends together. So I'm going to look for the top of the first stitch I made, which is here, insert my hook, then I'm going to take my yarn, I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those. There we go, just to keep it closed. And now I have a circle that I can work with. This is my circle. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to chain 2, and in every one of these spaces, I am going on top of each of these chains rather, I'm going to add 2 double crochets. So I've chained 2 already. In the same space, I'm going to add a double crochet. So 1, and there we have 2 double crochets in that same space. I'm now going to move on to the next space, which is here. I'm going to add 2 double crochets there as well. So 2 double crochets here, 1, 2, there we go. And then I'm going to add 2 in the chain to the left. I'm going to continue adding 2 double crochets in each chain. There we go. 2 in each stitch. And I'm going all the way around the circle because this is now our row 2. So row 1, we only did 12 double crochets in the magic circle. And then for the second row, we are doing 2 double crochets in each of the stitches. So we go yarn over, insert into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Go it again. There we go. And we're just going to continue all the way until we reach around the circle. Now, we're now at the end of the circle. We know this is our first stitch that we made. We are going to take our hook, insert the top of the stitch, which is here. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through. And there we go. That is how we slip stitch our rounds. That's what we're calling them in the circle, our rounds. So in total, we should have about 24. So let me count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. So we have 24 stitches. Now what we're going to do is for every round, we're going to be basically adding 12. Now, we cannot add 2 stitches into every row. That will not add up to adding 12 each time. So what we're going to do for the next row, we're going to chain 2. And what we're going to do, we're going to double crochet 2 into every other space. So this is 1. So we double crocheted 2 stitches into the same space. So for the next one, I'm just doing 1 double crochet in that space. So 1 double crochet in that space. So we go 2, 1, then in the next space we add 2 double crochets. There we go. Then we go chain, then we do 1, then 2 in the next space, then chain, go move into the next one, add 1, then 2 into the next space. There we go. Then 1, and then 2 in the next space. And this is the pattern that we're going to continue all around to the end. Now we're at the end, just about to reach the end of the row. Ensure you have double, single, then another double, then we have a single, and then we have a final double here in this. There we go. We're going to slip stitch the ends closed, so look for the top of the first stitch that we did. So now that we've slip stitched this round together, we now have 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. The first row that we did inside the magic circle is our first row. The next that we added 2 stitches into each double crochet, that is our second row, and then the one that we just did was our third row. So I'm going to chain 1 here and then just cut it off because I'm going to switch colors, right? And I'm just doing it the simple dimple way that it's easy for you to follow. I'm not going to be doing the magic tie and add, no, I'm just going to cut the yarn to switch colors. So I'm moving from burgundy and now I'm going to start using red. So here we have our red yarn. Of course, you must begin with a slip knot again. There we go, slip knot, insert the hook, adjust it, all of that. Now what I like to do, just to be simple, is to insert it in the space to the right of what we just did. There's no specific science to it. It doesn't matter where you attach the yarn, to be honest, because we're just going in a circle. So you just insert the yarn. You see the portion with the slip knot at the top. We take our end that we're going to be working, that's still attached to the yarn. Or the yarn bowl, sorry. We yarn over, pull through. Now we have 2 on it. We're going to pull through the second one all the way, and that is how we attach our yarn. There we go. Pretty simple, secured. Now what I like to do is to hold the ends here. This is how I hide my ends sometimes. I hold these 2 ends here. I'm going to now chain 2 because we're double crocheting, right? Double crochet. I'm going to add 2 stitches, 2 double crochet stitches to the same space. So that's 1, and then I'm adding another one to that same space. So we have 2 double crochet stitches in that same space. Now back to holding the yarn. I'm holding these 2. I'm going to hold it beside the circle that I'm working with. I'm going to now yarn over and into this space here. I'm going to insert my hook. It'll be a little tight, and then I'm going to now pull the yarn and the other 2 pieces till I'm going to cover it. I'm just going to do a double crochet as normal. There we go. And I'm just doing 1 double crochet here. I hold on these 2 pieces again, yarn over, insert into the hook, insert into the space. There we go, pull through, and we're covering these 2 strands of yarn. Double crochet 2. Now for this row, we're doing double crochet, 2 double crochet in 1, then 2 singles and 2 double crochet again. So we're doing double in 1 stitch, then the next 2 stitches we do 1 double crochet. So there we go, 2 double crochets, then 1, 2, then double again. So we just did that double, 1 double crochet in that stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, then in the next stitch we're going to be adding 2 double crochets in that same space. And while we're doing that, we're carrying these pieces of yarn with us because we're covering it. Because at the back, you don't see it hanging out. So there we go. You don't see it hanging. Like this one here, you don't see it hanging out because we're covering it under each of the stitches that we're making. So yarn over, insert. There we go. Pull it back. 1, 2. And then we're going to double it in this last stitch or the next stitch, double. Now for this, because it's at this end and we've already covered so much, we can just simply just cut off this piece. There we go. And it's secured. So we go back to this now. And we continue that process all the way around. So we're going to do it all the way around, and I'll meet you back when I have finished my row. Now that I'm at the end of the row, what I like to do is to just go around and count and see if I've made any mistakes, because the beauty about crochet is that we can unravel it. So I'm just counting double, 2, double, 2, double, 2, double, 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 double. All right, and there we have it. No mistakes, we've done it. Now we're going to slip stitch here again, go to the top, pull through the yarn to both of them, chain 2 to move on to our next row. And we're not turning around or anything, we're literally just continuing in a constant motion. We're not going to turn our work and move in the other direction. No, we're just continuing straight. Now for this next row, as you may have realized by now, we're working with a pattern. So for every row that we increase, we add an extra double crochet in between the doubles. So we go two double crochet in each space, and then we're adding 3 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So doubling 1 stitch And then for the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, we're going to be doing just a normal double crochet. Then we go back to doubling in 1 stitch, and then we're going to continue that pattern all the way around. So we have 2 double crochet in 1 space. Then for the next 3 stitches, we add 1 double crochet in each space, and then we add 2 double crochet in the next space. And that's going to be the pattern all the way around until we get to the end of this row. So I'll meet you back at the end of this row. So we're just about towards the end of this row. So we do double, 1, 2, 3, double, and then 1. And we're going to slip stitch at the top of the next row, or the row that we just finished rather. Here we go. Then we chain. So we had just slip stitch to end this row. Now, as I previously mentioned, you have to chain 2 to begin the next round, and following our pattern, we will now add another double crochet in the same space to have 2. And then what we're going to do now, in the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, we are going to add a double crochet in each of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 4. So that's 4 double crochets in 4 stitches. Then in the next stitch here, we're going to add 2 double crochets. 2 double, and then the next 4 stitches, we add a double crochet in each of them. So that's going to be our pattern for this row. We're going to do 4 double crochets in 4 stitches, and then the 5th stitch, we're going to add 2 double crochets in that stitch. So we'll go again, just to double check. We have 2 in this space, then 1, 2, 3, 4, then 2 in 1 space, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in 1 space, and we're going to continue that pattern around. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 2 in the same space, and the pattern will continue all the way around. So that would be the last row that we're going to be using the red in, because we're following this pattern. Each color that we're using, we will do 3 rows of that. So we just did 3 rows of burgundy, and this is our 3rd row of red. So I'll meet you right back here when we finish this row. We're coming about the end. We have double, 1, 2, 3, 4, double, and then we're just gonna add 1 here and slip stitch to the top of the row. There we go. And then we're chaining 1, cut our yarn, and that's the end of row 6. So here we have 6 rows so far of our bullseye bag. We're going to switch colors now, and we're going to use white to be the next row. There we go. We're going to basically slip stitch it into this space, tighten it, hold these 2, chain 2, 2 double crochets in this same space, 1, 2 double crochets in the same space. Then we are going to add 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and we're holding down these extra pieces of yarn as we go along. So 2 double crochets, 3, there we go, 4, and 5. There we go. 2 double crochets, then 5 into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do it again. So double crochet, 2 double crochets in this same stitch here, and then 5 into the next 5 stitches. So 1 into each of the next 5. 2, 3, 4, and then 5. There we go. Then we add double here, because the previous row we did 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we did. This one we're doing 5. Double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then double, and we continue that pattern all around. We're now coming towards the end of this row. So far I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now this is our double. And then just going to simply go into the next with normal double crochets. At the top of the next row, or the previous row, sorry, you insert a hook, slip stitch to close that row. There we have it. This row is done. We're going to chain 2 and add another double crochet in that same space. The previous row we added 2 double crochet in one space and then 5 in the next stitches. We're going to move on and do 6 in the next 6 stitches. So 1 in each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. 2 double crochets in one stitch, then a double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. Then we added 2 double crochet in that same space that's coming over next, and then we do 6 again. So the next 6 stitches will have a double crochet in them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we add 2 double crochets in this next space, and then we're going to continue that pattern all the way around, just all the way around. Now we've just ended this row, so we slip stitched and we've chained 1, chain 2. Now the previous row we did a 2 double crochet in one stitch and then 6 double crochets in the next 6 stitches. We're going to do 2 double crochet in one stitch here. Then we're going to do 7 double crochets in the next 7 stitches. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 6 here, and then 7. Then we're going to add 2 double crochets in the next stitch, like this. Then we go 1, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 double crochets in the next 7 stitches. Then we're going to put 2 double crochet in the same space, and we're going to continue this pattern all the way around until we get back here, and this will be our final row of white. So all the way around, and then we finish it off. So we have chain 1, cut our yarn. Here we go. This is what we have so far. This is what it should be looking like. We're going to be adding our final color now, which will be beige, and we're only adding 2 rows of this. So slip stitch to begin as normal. Here we go. Attach it to the stitch to the right of the previous one that we did. Slip stitch to join, pull through, tighten, chain 2. Now for this row, we're going to insert the hook here again in the same space to make 2 double crochets, that same space. Then for the next 8 stitches, we're going to add a single crochet in each. So 1, 2, 3, and we're carrying these and covering them as we were doing before. So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've done 8 single crochet or double crochet, 8 double crochets in the past 8 stitches. Now what we're going to do, we're going to now add 2 double crochet in this space here. 2. Then for the next 8 stitches, we add a double crochet in each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 8. Then we're going to now add 2 double crochet in the next stitch, and we continue this pattern all the way around like we have been doing before. And then for the other row, we're going to be adding a double crochet in one stitch, then 9 in the next 9 stitches we add a double crochet in each. So that would be the pattern. So this row we have 2 double crochet in one row, then for the next 8 stitches we add 1, and we continue that pattern. Then the row after this one we do 2 double crochet in one stitch, and then the next 9 stitches have 1 double crochet each. And I'll meet you back when I'm finished with the brown or the beige. I'm going to complete that pattern, and we'll return. Now that we're at the end of our row, or the end, and also the end of our circle, we're going to now have to repeat this whole process. I'm just chaining 1 and cutting my yarn. Repeat this whole process again so we can have 2 identical circles. So here is 1, and I have another circle here. As you can see, they are identical. They're the same size, they're the same everything. There we go. So we need 2 of them. 1, 2. We're going to join them together. Now we need a strap. So the way our bag is going to be set up, we're going to add the straps here like this, so we could add it to our shoulders. So let me turn it this way so you can see. This is how the bag is going to be set up. Just a nice little tote, because that's exactly what it is, a tote bag. So let's get into the making of this strap. I'm going to use the beige. We're going to do a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 90. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yarn over, pull through. That's 6. Yarn over, pull through. 7. We do that all the way up to 90. Now you can do more than 90 chains. That is totally up to you. It depends on how long you want your strap to be. I want mine to fit just like a mini tote. So I'm going to go up to 90 chains. Okay? 90 chains. There we go. 90 chains. And now we're going to single crochet backwards, or single crochet across the row rather. So here we go. Take the hook. I'm going to insert it into the space right next to what we're in. And then we're just going to yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2. Do the same thing, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. We do that all the way down until we get to the end of our row. There we go. Just going to single crochet all the way down to the end of the row. All right, so we're coming towards the end of the row. So we're going to add single crochet all the way down to the end of the row. Now single crochet is a little bit more time consuming, but it's definitely one of the sturdiest, if not the sturdiest of the basic stitches. So I like to do it for like bag straps or handles or things like that because it's very secure. So this is our first row done. We're going to be doing 2 rows, right? So we have just done 1. I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and just work my way all the way back to the end of it here. And that's where I'll join you back. Okay, we are now coming to the end of the row for our strap. So we're just adding in the final single crochets. Here's the last one into that space. There we go. And there we have it. We have now finished. So we're just going to chain 1, cut our yarn, pull through, tighten. This is it. Now, we must weave in our ends. Now, we can either use a darning needle, which is this here, or we can just pull through with our hook. That's the method I like to use for just the straps. So I'll do that, insert my hook under one of the stitches, pull through my yarn. Now there's no perfect way to do this. You just continue lifting up the back of stitches like that. Might take some getting used to having to lift it up, and just pull through as best as you can. So pull through like this, whoops, like that. And I like to go through about 2 or 3 stitches twice, like that. There we go. And ensure that you are doing this end on the same side that you did the previous one. So I'm doing that. So basically I'm now making the wrong side or the underside of the strap. Come again here. And you're going to make the strap twice, of course, because you want your bag to have 2 straps. So you repeat this process as much as is needed. And you're going to do the same thing with this strap that you made. So remember, 2 straps. So you're going to repeat that process for both straps. Now I'm going to take my circles and I'm going to weave in the ends at the back of it as well. So I have the back of mine. I like to just give these like a knot just to kind of secure it. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just take my needle again, my hook, and just weave it under. And I'll just go in any direction. I'll just continuously go in any random direction just to ensure that it's secured. So I do it like this. Now you can find a way that weaving in ends work for you. Everyone has their own little method that they use to weave in the ends. Like, the point is to just ensure that your work is secure and it doesn't unravel. The magic circle, the magic circle here, we just pull it very tight, and you can use your darning needle. Let me show you how it's done. You attach it here just like you're sewing, and then you just go under, over, under, over many of the stitches like that. And it's usually best to use a darning needle, especially if you have like longer yarn tails like this. You can just go around and you just go backwards, just continuously flowing, and then you can cut your yarn once you've gone through quite a bit. So I can do that with my yarn here. Cut my yarn, put the pieces away, and I'm simply just going to repeat this process on the next circle. The circles are done. Now, just moving these out the way. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to attach the strap to the bag itself. So I'm just picking any section. I like to use the color as a guide, so I ensure I find the wrong side here. You see there's a little knot. I'm going to ensure that that stays on the wrong side, and I like to just attach that. Just kind of gauge where I'm going to be putting the bag straps. So I have that here. So I'm gonna have it here, and I'm going to prepare a good section of my yarn like this. Cut a piece. I'm going to thread it through my darning needle like this, so I have something that I can sew with. Okay, now I take the bag and the strap here. I have them together. I am just going to sew it around. So I like to sew it in this direction, just around. So I'm going to start from underneath, pull through the yarn like I'm sewing, go attach it to the bag like that. Then I go over it one more time just to ensure that it's there, pretty secure. Another time, there we go. And that's how I attached it to the bag. And I'm just going to continue and repeat this process all the way around the strap here, just to keep it secured to the bag itself. As I said, it's no perfect method. You just kind of put the stitch in where you see best. Just go around it like this, turn the bag, go around and around like this, like this, bam. And then here we are at the end of this. You can see that the bag is the strap is pretty secure. There we go. It's very, very, very secure. So I'll just add 2 more in this slot here, the same space, just to ensure it's there. And then I will go to the back here, and I'm going to just weave in my end. Just weave in my end like normal. Weave in my end, weave in my end, just so that the strap is secure. There we go. I'm going to cut the yarn. I'm going to use both ends here and just give it a double knot. 1 and 2, double knot. Clip these up now, bam, bam, and there we go. Now this will not show because it's on the inside of the bag. So there we have it. It's pretty secure. I'm going to repeat the same thing now on the other side. Just modify this. Just carry around my strap. Ensure that the strap is not tangled or twisted. And I'm going to add it on this other portion here. I'm just going to count how many stitches in between. How many stitches now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'm putting 20 stitches in between my strap attachments. So 20 stitches in between. I go again here, attaching the strap. Now we have both our halves. There we go. Ready to go. What we're gonna do is we're going to attach them. So we're gonna turn it inside out. So here's the inside, here's the inside. We're gonna put the right faces together. Ensure that everything is lined up properly. So we have our straps lined up together. Straps lined up together. Sure nothing is tangled. There we go. And what we're going to do now is to just add a single crochet all the way around. Now, you want it to have an opening at the top, right? What I like to do is to leave space about probably 5 or 6 stitches away from this strap. So that way when the bag opens, here we go, when the bag opens, it will have sufficient space for you to put it in. Now, at this point, you could use a stitch marker, and the stitch marker could look something like this, because these are what my stitch markers look like. So what I like to do sometimes is to just use stitch markers to just mark off where I'm going to do. Now you can use a pin, you can use whatever, or you can just not use any stitch marker and just count. So I line mine up and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in that sixth stitch, I will attach both ends. There we go. And then I'll take another stitch marker. Where is it? Another stitch marker, and I'll count on the other side as well. So I will count, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll just attach the stitch marker here through both of them. And just to test it, I'll just open my bag and I'm like, okay, well, this looks like a sufficient opening. And what I'll do now is to single crochet both of these together all the way around, from stitch marker all the way around to the other stitch marker. Now you also have the option of adding a lining to your bag, and at this point is when you'd add your lining. You can get a piece of cotton, any material you want really, and just stitch it on the inside of the bag, right? Stitch it all around. I'm opting not to do that for this example here, or for this tutorial, but I have added linings to mine whenever I make them. So take it here. It just depends on how you like to hold your bag while you're single crocheting. I like to work from right to left, so I will turn my bag this way. I will slip stitch. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right into the stitch with the stitch marker. That will be my first stitch. So I'm going to slip stitch here, right? Because it's a single crochet, I'm going to only chain 1, and I'm going to hide my yarn in my stitches, just like I was doing previously when I was making the body of the bag. So I'll hold it, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch, hold it here, and continue down. So all the way, hold it down, hold it down. Ensure that you have your yarn in a way that it's not getting in your way while you crochet, like I just did a while ago. So I moved it, and I'm just going to single crochet into every stitch all the way around. Single crochet, nothing else, just single crochet all the way around. There we go. Single crochet. Now you have to be careful that you don't go into pieces of the yarn. So some of the yarns many times can fray. So you want to ensure that you're going through the whole yarn itself and not into a piece of it. So ensure you're going into each stitch so that it looks very neat. So each stitch gets 1 single crochet. There we go. 1 single crochet. Bam, bam, bam. And you do that literally all the way around. Now here we have it. We are just about finished with our bag. Yeah, that's so good. So we are just adding the final single crochet stitches into each of these holes or spaces. Here we go. Final one goes into the slot with the stitch marker, and then we're going to chain 1. We're going to leave a long tail of our yarn, pull through, tighten. We're going to remove our stitch markers like this, put those away, add this to our needle, Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Down. All right, then we cut our yarn, and we're going to just simply pull our bag out on the other side. And look at that. Look at that. We have our bag, our simple bullseye bag. There we go. Perfect little tote for you. Here we go. Stretch it out. It looks so good. Here we go. This is how we make our totes. Now, you can have this bag, like once you have the pattern, you can make literally any variation you want. So like I have a tiny version here. Look at this, so tiny. Same opening. What I did instead was just simply single crochet all around, and I make a thinner strap. There we go. This is a crossbody bag. You can literally make so many things. And like this bag, it opens like this. You can add so many things. So you can add this bag. You can add yarn to it. More yarn. You could add a pouch to it. Your scissors, your hooks. All of that. And here we have our little tote bag. Look at that. Really do anything with it. Any colors you want to add. Any different shades. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. That is all up to you. Bigger, smaller, in between, it's literally all up to you. All right, bye.